him get set to go here for the interviews. We're going to have an opportunity to talk to him here a little bit. Addison, how's things going for you?
It's going real good. We wanted to bounce back and get a good win after a tough loss against Abington. We just wanted to show everyone that we're still a good team. We just had a couple rough games.
Well, you had a bounce back here with this ball game today. Got off to a nice start of a 7-0 lead, and of course we're never headed in the ball game, but did a lot of nice things, and I think things that you're going to have to do consistently. I thought the job of really working and getting down to the low block there on both sides there, especially when I think the guys who came in kind of showed everybody a little bit that, hey, this is the way we want it done. When Ali came in, and likewise when Monahan came in, they did a good job on the baseline.
Yeah, they did a very good job. We knew today earlier in workouts that we had to look for our post guys because that was our mismatches today. And then with Mike and Joey stepping up and starting in Rob's place, they just did a real good job playing their position.
I think it's helpful when you have guys who can come in like that and spell some people, because you're going to need that. Sometime, as you know, might get in foul trouble a little bit. It's good to have somebody that now is accustomed to getting into the ball game and playing well.
Yeah. We knew going into this game they were taller than us, so that's why we played zone, knowing that we usually don't play zone defense, and we just knew that we had to feed our big guys today.
When you look at it, you've got Council Rock North coming in. You're back to the league, and when you look at the league and a big win for Abington, you guys were up on them most of the time since you beat them in the first part of the season, and now they're up on you by 1. So, and you can see also what the other teams are doing when you look at the scores and you see what's happening around the league. You can't take anybody lightly. You got to come out here and play. And I think with the kind of play that you had today, to where you seem to have a lot involved in the ball game. And I thought the Abington game, there was something lacking. There was nothing that really showed me that there was any effort to really go out there and do something. And today was a little different. I think you're going to have to really. You guys are young. And I realize that. But the biggest thing is you had a good beginning of the year, knocked off some people you didn't think you were going to knock off. I think what happens, and you may agree with me or not, is that sometimes, you get a young team like that has great success, looking real good early, and all of a sudden, they start to think a little bit like, hey, we're good. But guess what? You're finding out, and Council Rock South proved it, that you're going to have to come out and play every game and really put out a big effort each and every week.
Yeah, you're most definitely right. We got a little big-headed, and then we became a little modest as of Thursday night, and we realized that we got to put it to everybody. We can't take anybody lightly, and we have to go out and prove ourselves once again like we did in the beginning of the season.
All right, we got a couple things here for you, and one of them, of course, is going to be for a Varelli's Pizza, and they are located 20 South Main Street in Yardley. We'll have that for you as well, and of course, along with that, we've got the Aria Health, which is going to give you a hat, and of course, they are our sponsors here at the post-game show all the time, along with the fact that we have a jersey for you too. Addison, certainly a good ball game today, coming back after, for the entire team was one that you want to put behind you and get started all over again for the second half of the season. This is on the right track. Now you just got to keep it going.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Addison Howard, of course, one of our players of the ball game here for Pennsbury today. We're going to have another one that's going to be coming along for you, too. And that's going to be a guy that is getting a little more time when you come to think of it, each and every ball game, as we said. And that's Mike Alley, who, as we know, an outstanding football player the last couple of years at the quarterback for this really good Pennsbury football team. And Mike is getting more play right now, and I think really showing a little bit exactly that he can be depended upon as a big guy to be able to do something. And I think, Mike, I mentioned you and Joey Monahan during the course of the ball game. When you come in, I think you did exactly what I would think the coach wants the big guys to do. You did the work there. I was watching you go across the baseline, and you two guys did a nice job down low.
Right, coach wants to get in, get all on the baseline, get some offensive rebounds, get some shots open for some other guys, and box out. That's what coach wants us to do, and that's what we do.
You played football. You know what it's like to go through it with a big game, and here you are with the basketball team that Abington just let's face it, they took you apart in that ball game. What would you say, as a guy who's been in big games before in football, what would you say was the situation there that night against Abington that you guys could never get it together?
We knew it was a big game, and I think that got to us a little bit. So knowing it's this big game, you got to come out and you got to be ready to play. Abington's a great team, and we are too. I mean, we didn't show as well as we could that night. But we came back today and got a bounce back win. That was good for us.
And like I said, when it comes down to it, you got Council Rock North, your next ball game at home. That's a league ball game. And you guys got to come out, and as I mentioned before, they're a good young bunch. Only you and Rob Daly are the seniors on the ball club. So the rest of these guys are young. But one of the things I think, too, as I mentioned, that even Addison Howard alluded to it, too, is the fact that they had the success early. Then all of a sudden, I think you start thinking, oh, well, we just have to take the floor. We're going to beat these teams. You see what they're doing against others. But guess what? It may not be what they're doing against you.
Right, like Addison said, we did still have a good start, and we got a little big-headed. And, the couple losses kind of brought us back to reality. Realized that we got to come out and we got to play Pennsbury basketball day in and day out.
And I'll tell you what, you guys did it. You did a great job. I thought you really came in and showed that they do need you when it comes down there to be a guy that can get the job done with the big guys here. You've proven yourself as far as that goes. So with that, we've got, of course, for you, a large plain pizza also from Varelli's Yardley Pizza there, 20 South Main Street in Yardley. And we've got the hat for you from Aria Health. I'm sure football season, you got one of those. And you probably have a few of these as well. And that's going to be the shirt. Nice shirt here from Aria Health, one of our sponsors in our post-game show as well. And Mike, continue along. You're playing even better every game. And I think that's going to be a big help to this ball club because they're going to need some bodies in there. When you get going in the league and try to make the playoffs and you get into the playoffs, a lot of times you're going to need some help off the bench. And I thought you guys did a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
All right, Mike.